we could have done better in that a really sophisticated approach to the case would have been to try to put it all on with video evidence. That is not usually an easy thing to do. I would say with 20/20 hindsight, it's something that could have been done, and I own that. I mean, ultimately the buck stops here. It's not my job to throw other people under the bus. If there's a decision that is poor, and I believe that that was an incorrect decision, then we have to own it, and we have to try to do better moving forward.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into a major update in the Kada Scott case, one that's got everyone talking. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment if you love this kind of content. Alright, let's dive in. New reports are saying that police have found a second video showing King Keon wasn't alone when Kada Scott lost her life. And not only that, there might have been two other people involved, one of whom could have helped cover everything up. This case has taken a dark turn, with new footage, new suspects, and even talk that Keon might have been hired to do the job. So let's break this down, piece by piece, because the story keeps getting deeper and more disturbing. Let's start from the beginning. Kada Scott was last seen on October 4th after texting with Keon King, who some people knew as Kel. Court documents show the two first started messaging around September 28th, then continued on October 2nd using a Text Now number, which, for those who don't know, is a texting app that lets you use temporary or hidden numbers. On October 4th, Kada sent a chilling text. "Kidding me again?" And Keon responded, "Better be up too." Later that night, around 10:09 p.m., Kada texted, "See him when you're here," which police believe meant, "Call me when you arrive." Minutes later, she was seen getting into what looked like a dark SUV, and that was the last time anyone saw her alive. By 10:24 p.m., her phone went completely dark. Days later, her body was found buried in a shallow grave behind Ada H. Lewis Middle School, the same area where that SUV had been parked for over 36 hours.
Yes, Sheba and Jason, Keon King appeared over video conference for his arraignment, and he was polite, answering "yes, ma'am" when the judge asked him a question. King has been in custody for over a week now in connection to Kada Scott's disappearance and now murder, and the judge says he'll remain behind bars without bail.
Here's where things start to get strange. Police now claim they have a second surveillance video. And this one changes everything. It reportedly shows Keon King with two other people on the night Kada's body was moved. Initially, investigators believed that only one person helped Keon move a large, heavy bag from the stolen car, a bag that was believed to contain Kada's remains. But now, the new footage reveals a third person might have been part of it, driving a gold Toyota Camry that was seen leaving the scene shortly after. So, we're looking at three people moving around that night. Keon, an unidentified second person, and possibly a third in another vehicle. If this is true, it means the crime wasn't a one-man operation. It was planned, coordinated, and likely premeditated. Now, about that car, the black Hyundai Accent that Keon was seen driving. Turns out it was stolen from a pizza delivery driver just hours before Kada went missing. That same car was found parked near the school, then set on fire a few days later, clearly an attempt to destroy forensic evidence. So whoever was with Keon that night, they didn't just help move the body, they helped cover their tracks. And that's the part that makes police believe this was never spontaneous. Now, let's talk about Gabby, a name that's been popping up all over this case. Gabby went viral after she posted a TikTok video trying to defend herself, saying Keon called her the day Kada disappeared, asking if she knew Kada. She claimed it was a short, harmless call, about 29 seconds long, and said she didn't call the police because she's not a cop caller. But here's where it gets messy. Internet detectives noticed that in her screenshot, the call log showed outgoing, not incoming, meaning Gabby called Keon, not the other way around. So the question becomes, why did she reach out to him that night? What did she know? And then things got even more suspicious, because people dug into her background and found Gabby had been arrested in March 2025 for a long list of serious charges: possession of a weapon, aggravated assault, terroristic threats, conspiracy, and endangering another person. She's currently out on bond, which might explain why she's been so vocal online, maybe trying to paint herself as innocent before anyone connects her to Keon.
Hi, my name is Gabby, and I'm going to be discussing some of the misinformations that are going around in the internet regarding me and the Kada Scott situation. So if you are unaware, Kada Scott is a girl that went missing in Philadelphia on October 4th. So I did know Keon. He was my friend. I met him about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was also the local pharmacist. Now, me and my best friend, we were also mutual friends with Keon. He was our pharmacist. So one day Keon calls me, and keep in mind, I am in school, I am in Maryland, and he will usually just call me, just to check up and talk. So he calls me and he asks me if I know Kada. And I'm like, yeah, I know Kada. And he's like, oh yeah, I noticed that she lives really close to you. I'm like, yeah, she lived right in the back of me. And I'm not thinking nothing of it because he usually calls me and, we just be chatting. He'll call me about the people that be around because he is the pharmacist. I live in the neighborhood and he be in my neighborhood. So we hang up the phone and that was that. We were only on the phone for 29 seconds. So you can see that this is the day that he called me, and so a couple days, maybe a week after that, it is reported on October 4th that Kada is missing. So keep in mind, I am in Maryland, so I'm not really into all the Philadelphia news that be going on, so I'm not knowing that Kada is missing. I'm thinking that there was no reason to call the cops. He already turned himself in, and I felt like it would be kind of a waste of time to tell them that the guy that they already have in custody called me and was asking about the girl. And me personally, I'm not a cop caller. I don't call the cops. That's just the way that I grew up. That's what I was around. They will always tell me, you don't call the cops. So I just felt like, the information that I had and the fact that, I'm just not really a cop caller, it wouldn't make sense for me to call the cops.
As for the motive, that's still not fully clear. There are theories that Kada owed Keon money or that she knew something she wasn't supposed to know. One of her co-workers from the nursing home said Kada seemed really upset before she disappeared, even overheard saying, "I can't believe you're calling me about this." Her parents also told police that she'd been harassed in the days leading up to her death, and the way she was killed adds another layer of mystery. According to the medical examiner, Kada died from a blow to the head, not strangulation, which is odd because Keon's past crimes show choking was his usual method of violence. So, could someone else have delivered that fatal blow? That's exactly what investigators are now looking into. This whole thing paints a chilling picture. A stolen car, multiple accomplices, deleted messages, burned evidence. It's the kind of setup that screams premeditated hit. And when you consider Keon's background, known in the neighborhood as a so-called pharmacist, it starts to look like there might have been more than just personal motives. Some people are even suggesting he was paid to silence Kada, possibly because she saw or heard something that could expose someone else. Right now, Keon King is behind bars without bail, awaiting trial for Kada Scott's murder. But with this new video evidence and potential witnesses, it looks like the story is far from over. And let's be honest, authorities didn't handle this case well in the beginning. If it weren't for that anonymous tip revealing where Kada's body was buried, we might still not know the truth today. Now, the community wants justice. Not just for Kada, but for everyone failed by this investigation. If the second video really shows what police are claiming, it could finally prove that Keon didn't act alone, and that others helped cover it up. So, what do you think? Was this all planned from the start? Do you believe Gabby and the others should be charged? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you want updates as this story unfolds, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll be keeping an eye on every new piece of evidence in this case. Drop your thoughts below, keep it respectful, and if you love a deep dive into celebrity drama, hit that like, tap subscribe, and don't forget to watch the next video. Because what comes after this might just change how you see the entire entertainment world.